Tripster here, and welcome to part 2 of this 5-part series where we try to figure out which FPS of 2014 was the best. So, welcome. If you didn't watch part 1, the intro video, please click right there. My little friend should be there. He'll explain all the things we're doing. He'll give you the nominees, the categories, and the point system we're using in order to figure things out. So in order to figure things out, go watch that video. It's really short, sweet to the point. So please watch that. But today we are going to figure out which FPS is the best multiplayer FPS. And we're going to judge this based on a couple categories. We're going to go over multiplayer content, multiplayer balance, and the matchmaking for each game. And whichever game combines these elements in the best way possible will get the crown and get those 4 points. So, let's start out with number 4. Destiny. Now, it's kind of ironic that the MMO out of all of them is getting the number 4 spot, but there's a couple reasons why. First off, the content is a little limited. A lot of the guns look, sound, and have similar stats to each other, so they don't really help distinguish players from each other. Also, there's not a lot of maps. There's about 4 or 5 in the Xbox editions, and then there's about 6 or 7 in the PlayStation editions. However, even with the PlayStation number, that's very low compared to the other games on this list. Also, there's not a lot of game modes. I've only played about 5 game modes, and there's always game modes rotating in and out, but it only seems like there's about 4 or 5 game modes always available. And also, the balance in the Crucible matches is sometimes very bad because every player has different abilities. The classes have different abilities. And whenever someone uses an ability, it sort of mitigates skill, and it sort of just gets cheap kills on everyone, which takes the fun out of the matches. So that's why I think Destiny gets number 4. So, let's move on to number 3. Goes to Titanfall. Now, I had a ton of fun with this game. It was one of the only games I played during the first half of 2014 because it was awesome. I loved the flow of gameplay from pilot gameplay to Titan gameplay. It was a great contrast, but it mixed so well together. Also, I love every single map. There's so many great routes. There's so many great points where you can climb up to different places. The verticality for pilots is great. And there's also a lot of good places where Titans can brawl it out. But there are a few shortcomings. First off, there's not a lot of things that keeps players interested. There's not a lot of replay value. When you regenerate or prestige, pretty much the only reward you get is a nice little emblem by your gamer tag. And that just doesn't keep players interested at all. Also, there's not really a lot of guns. There's about 1 or 2 per weapon class, which kind of stinks. And there's not really a lot of creative uses of weapons. The best weapon in the game, I think, is the most creative one, the Smart Pistol. And I wish there were more creative uses of weapons like this. That would really make Titanfall that much better. I really like this game, and I can't wait for Titanfall 2. So that's why it gets number 3. So let's see what the runner-up is for the best FPS in terms of multiplayer. Number 2 is surprisingly Halo the Master Chief Collection. Now, why I say surprisingly is because at E3 2014, this game was hyped up to be the ultimate Halo multiplayer experience. And yes, in some degrees it definitely is. Content-wise, this game is perfect. Over 100 multiplayer maps. Can you believe that? All DLCs, all 4 Master Chief games are all here, 1 disc, plus a couple updates for 60 gigabytes. But still, one package. It's a big package, but it's all here. Plus, you get that amazing balance from Halo 1 through 3 with grenades, melee, and weapons. Those are probably the best balanced games that I've ever played online. But there's a couple things that keeps it from being the top. So one, the matchmaking was awful in 2014. For a majority of the time it was out, which was almost a month that it didn't work, the matchmaking was awful. I couldn't get into matches, but once I did, it worked fine, but it made me just angry. I hated it. I really wanted to play Halo, but I just couldn't. For a month, it didn't work, and that just irritated me. So I can't excuse it for that. Also, if you want to play game modes like Capture the Flag, Infected, Griffball, there's not dedicated playlists for those. So you're going to have to hope that within a playlist that's already existing, you find those game modes. So if people don't vote for your game mode within a game mode, you're not going to be playing those game modes. So hopefully 343 makes some more playlists in the future, but as it stands, looking back at 2014, Halo is my number 2 for 2014 best multiplayer. Now, let's get on to the best multiplayer FPS of 2014. Number 1 goes to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I thought I would never say that. I used to hate Call of Duty. I didn't really like it that much because there were always snipers, there was always campers, all these annoying things. But that sort of changes. This game's like a clean slate for the entire series, and it's all thanks to the exosuit. I think the exosuit does a lot of great things for this game. First off, the map design is awesome because the map design creates some great places for verticality, for horizontal gameplay, and you really have to master your exo movement in order to get from place to place on the map. Also, I think the exosuits make it very balanced because everyone has the same type of movement. If you want to get out of a gunfight, just gun it back, gun it sideways, gun it up. There's a lot of cool things, and it really makes every gunfight different, and that's what is really awesome. If you're double team, just get out of there, team up. There's a lot of different things you can do, a lot of different options whenever you're battling. And also, there's a lot of awesome game modes. Uplink, which is pretty much football with guns and jetpacks, really uses the exosuits in a cool way. You have to pretty much take this ball of information and take it to the enemy's goal and score, and that's a really fun mode because you just have everyone like jumping around trying to get the guy with the ball, and it's really fun. So that is why Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is my number 1 FPS multiplayer game of 2014. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Best FPS of 2014. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Comment down below what you think. Like it up if you're excited for the next episode. Like it up if you're just liking the series in general, and make sure you hit that subscribe button for some awesome new videos. I hope to get 100 subscribers in this year, maybe 200, but let's try to get to 100. So help me out, help a guy out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have an amazing day.